All right, everybody. How in the heck is it going? The boat looks better than this. This is just the backside. We have not quite. Well, you don't really need a camel at the backside. But before we get into the topic of today's video, which is final preparation for opening day of early goose and teal season, which is this Saturday, September 1st, here in Michigan. Was supposed to be on a lake trout boat right now with 3 veterans, but unfortunately, as I said in our last videos, our first captain we were supposed to go out with fell hiking, broke his back, so we went to a fallback, and unfortunately, that captain had to go out of town because his brother was having surgery. So we're gonna have to reschedule that veterans lake trout fishing trip, unfortunately, but a couple of veterans have agreed that they want to go. They want to go goose hunting and duck hunting. So at least if everything goes to heck, we'll have a fallback plan to take them ducking. We'll have a look at this side of the boat real quick. I mean, looks pretty decent. Put some grass in it today. Waiting for the sun to hit it so it'll dry up so I can see if it'll actually fold down. Hopefully it will, or else we'll have to reassess the situation. Everybody tells us that cedar was the ideal camouflage for any blind because it stays green, it'll stay on all year, covers up really nice, spreads out. So we drove around some private property for that a friend of ours owns for quite a while until we found one of 2 trees that we were 100% convinced were cedar trees. Turns out that these are indeed balsam branches. Tells you how much I don't know about trees. Come over here, let's see what we got for decoys. We got a bunch of decoys donated. Let's see, I gotta make sure I can actually see what we're looking at here. Together in these 3 bags, got pretty close to 2 dozen goose floaters, 5 Texas rig teal right there. We got another, heck, I think we got another 26 teal in here. We got some goose shells right here. I think there's 14 of them. We got another dozen, but I got some feeders and some sentries, I guess you would call these guys. Getting my decoy terminology correct. And stakes for those. We're not field hunting. These are typically field decoys, but our plan is we're gonna put all these floaters out in the water, obviously, because they can't float without water. And then we're going to, because where we hunt, the beach is really, really shallow and sandy. So hopefully we'll be able to get away with putting some of these goose shells out. Get the same kind of motion as the floaters when the wind blows. They kind of swivel a little bit. They're not the super fancy Avian X or anything like that. Beaver tail blind, Bass Tracker boat. Finally, let's step into the garage. Got my my semi-automatic shotgun. Figure out somewhere to put this phone down. You guys can see what I'm talking about. Need a phone stand, I guess. That'll do, pig. Alrighty. Okay, so last time this gun was used was during snow goose season, and cleaned it before it was put away after last waterfall season. I didn't use it that much because it was always jamming on me for whatever reason when I shot 3.5s. This is a Bacall 12 gauge semi-auto. The only semi-auto gun I have and the only gun that shoots 3.5s. So for goose season, I really want this because we've got a whole bunch of, where's the box at? This baby. Federal Premium Waterfall Load 12 gauge 3.5 inch BB, which is the recommended goose load. So took this out to do some shooting last night, and well, haven't shot a shotgun since March, and put 3.5 BBs in there. First shot, that kind of hurt. Squeezed off 2 more, didn't jam. Loaded 3 more in, squeezed them off, didn't jam. So pretty confident that this gun's actually going to perform. The only thing, okay, this is something that I want your guys' input. I used common sense on this one, but it was really funny. We walked into Gander Mountain because I needed a plug, because lost in putting the extended magazine in this gun for snow goose hunting and taking it out, the plug for this gun was lost. So I walk into Gander and I tell the guy that I need a plug for a shotgun. And he goes, we walk over to where they're at, and he goes, what color do you want? I'm sitting there thinking, I didn't say anything, but I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, why in the heck would it matter what color a piece of plastic that goes inside of your gun is? Then it turns out the color is, one was for the 12 gauge and one was for the 20 gauge. So we got the plug, which I'm keeping in my blind bag because taking out new people, even if you tell them, it's bound to happen that somebody's going to forget a plug. Pretty sure this is just your standard shotgun plug. The only thing is, put that into that gun. You can put, it only holds 3, well, 1 in the chamber and 2 in the tube of the 3.5s. But the only thing that is a problem is if I were to shoot 3-inch or 2 3/4, I can put 1 in the chamber and 3 in the tube, which is illegal for waterfowl hunting. You can only, at least here in Michigan, I think Mexico or something might be different, but I know for all, pretty much, well, they're federal birds, so it's probably for the whole U.S. You're allowed 1 in the chamber, 2 in the tube. So probably just gonna go buy a dowel rod because that was the only wooden dowel rod. That was the only tube that Gander Mountain had, which is pretty ridiculous. So let me know because if I don't know if I get checked and I've only got 3.5s and I can show the guy that I can only put 2 in the tube, would I get in trouble? Or if I only had 3.5s and my buddy had 3-inch, would I get in trouble? I mean, I'm assuming I probably would. So we're gonna do everything right, but I think it's just kind of ridiculous that that's the only only plug that Gander Mountain had. I had one for my, I think no, it was the original one that came in this gun. I remember was like a 2-piece type deal. It was like your regular plug, and then you could screw on like an extra inch or something like that, which would have been ideal in this situation. But unfortunately, that plug does not do the trick. So you can go to the hardware store, just buy a wooden dowel in the same diameter, and then just cut it to whatever I needed. That's what like 2-3 people that I asked for advice on the matter had to say. In the blind bag, I just bought this the other day. Kind of excited about it. Came in handy when cutting those branches. Your basic limb saw. Cuts, I mean, decent sized pine branches fairly quickly. Mostly bought it because the majority of the spots we hunt are super cattaily, reedy type spots with all those bull whips. And you can usually grab a handful, like a half dozen cattails and cut them. No problem with that. And I got 2 boxes of 3.5-inch BB in here, and I brought a box of 3-inch 2-shot in case we're not really, at least opening morning, not 100% planning on seeing teal. But friendly neighbor that set you down again. Friendly neighbor that lived across the street was telling me that there's a pond not too far out of town that he was at a couple days ago and saw like 50, 60 teal on it. So the game plan is hopefully go out Saturday morning and just put the frickin' beat down on the honker birds, and then we'll go out Saturday evening to the same spot and hopefully, or if we see them, headed somewhere else like where they might want to sleep or something like that, we might try and cut them off. But hopefully we'll just be hunting geese for the next couple of days. But if the honker hunting sucks, we're going to probably be chasing the little teacup teals. One downside with that is you shoot. I think you're allowed. I definitely have to double check this, but either 5 or 6 teal during the early season. I think it might be 5. You're allowed 5 geese. And I think if you shot 1 goose, 1 good-sized goose, and took 1 breast out of it, that would probably be more meat than 5, 6 teal combined. So ideally, for the freezer, we would like to shoot some honker birds. But if all else fails, we would like to shoot some birds, obviously, because we need to shoot birds to bring you guys videos. So fingers crossed, everything will work out and we'll kill one or the other, or maybe a couple of both. Wouldn't really complain about that. So that's about all I have to say on that matter. Hopefully everything works out and we can reschedule this Veterans Lake Trout trip. Hopefully everything works out and we can kill some birds. We got a couple of, well, at least we got 1 newbie going out with us Sunday, and I think another one coming out Monday. So 2-3 days into the season, we're already taking out new people. So pretty stoked about that. But thanks for watching this quick little video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you're feeling. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. We appreciate the heck out of you guys for your support. And as always, happy adventures.